Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue. We fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter. There were times when there was joy. But they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our new world. All the liars try to hide away from the scars we made. This is your chance to understand. We did not design this plan that was built for you. There's nothing you can do. This is my warning. This is your sign that you can't go running high. We will fight for you. You know it to be true. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we know. Welcome to our new world. All the liars try to hide away from the scars we made. From the scars we Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our new world. Shine a light on everything. Please don't be scared for what we made. Welcome to our new world. All the liars try to hide away from the scars we made. Welcome to
Screaming louder to the lanes, fuel burns in the glow of the pixel blaze. The rubber moves roll with a fist clenched tight. Your TV lights up the endless night. Fight to fight, we live the speed. No TV feeds our endless need. Heartbeats round and engines climb. Best broadcast under the virtual sky. Turn the wheel, feel the breakneck roll. Sim racer staring through the thunder soul. Gear shifts crack like a lightning storm. Digital warriors breaking the norm. Turn the wheel through the breakneck roll. Sun rays racers down through the thunder soul.
And welcome back to Nerd TV for another OP ButtKicker Grand National Series race live at the simulated Daytona International Speedway. We're setting off 70 laps here tonight as we get the weather on display for you. 82 degrees, 74% humidity, cloudy, which it's kind of, I'd say it's partly cloudy if you look up in the skies right there. Yeah, it's definitely partly cloudy. iRacing, you don't know what you're doing. And 9 mile an hour of winds here as we get this countdown to green kicked off, presented by Icon Apparel Company, best sim apparel you can put your body into. And so, my name, of course, is Jeremy Stanley, aka Jay Swifty, and to my right, Dustin Logston. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's happening? Ready to get these playoffs kicked off. First race of round 1. And as you can tell, we are in the brand new Gen 4s. Going to be a good one. We're going to see these cars for the next 3 weeks, Jeremy. And then 2 weeks of the Xfinity. And then championship round in the trucks. Uh-oh, I lost Jeremy. Well,
As we did. I got a kiddo right next to me, actually, so take it over real quick, sir.
All right. So, as Jeremy is doing the family gig, points. That is the big talk. Obviously, last week we locked in our top 16, some on wins, some on points. Nonetheless, we have our top 16 right now, and yes, they are all zeroed out. Everybody is on equal playing field. It's a dead heat tie, 16 driver tie for first place right now. As it sits, Mark Mann, Vicente Guerrero, Gabe Butler, Sean McCara, Jeff Crosby Jr., Len McNeese, Adam Kilday, and Rick Sanchez currently are either by virtue of their wins put them above the other drivers or higher in points. They are currently sitting above the cut line. The drivers currently below on the outside looking in. And again, we got 3 races on this. We got Zach Fritsch, we got Dana Shepard, Everett Lane, Anthony English, Gary Bergeron, Nate Warren, Eric Lowry, and Jimmy Reynolds. But we know that that can all change. This is going to get jumbled up and change. You're going to see a whole different tower at the start of next week's race that we'll be bringing at you. But nonetheless, a lot of championship implications on the line right now. Drivers know that. They got 3 races, a little bit of breathing room, but a driver is definitely wanting to punch their ticket into the next round. It's still a win and in. So if drivers get a win tonight, they are locked into round 2 automatically. No better feeling than to start off a championship playoff round with a dub that locks you into the next round. And that's what some of these drivers are looking to try to get done tonight, as we are going to bring 70 laps of racing action to you tonight. Again, stage break at the completion of lap 35, or unless a caution comes out anywhere between 31 and 35, that will lock in the stage. We will be talking to your stage winner. And again, those stage points going to be ever vital, because not every driver is going to be able to lock themselves in on a win. So at least some of these drivers, for us to get to our round 2, round of 8 drivers, is definitely going to be based on some points as well. So drivers definitely looking to try to get that done. But these cars, I'm telling you, we have had some excellent ones out here. Not gonna lie, Jeremy and I have been talking, and Chris Jordan's car is probably by far one of the cooler ones that we have seen tonight. Throwback to Bobby Labonte's Jurassic Park car. Very well done. Love that car. But we see a lot of different schemes out here. A lot of throwback schemes. Nate Warren is in a Greg Biffle throwback. Everett Lane is in a Jeff Gordon throwback. So, I mean, we see a lot of different throwbacks tonight. There's a Wrangler throwback, obviously, with Doug Johnson. Anthony English is in a Kyle Petty Hot Wheels throwback. So it's definitely going to be a good one tonight. That is it for practice. Jeremy owes me big time because I did the whole countdown to green by my lonesome just for him. But I'm going to get, well, my face off the, off the screen as we're going to go qualifying. We're going to see what some of these drivers have to throw down tonight. So we're going to ride on board with Anthony English, see what he can put down. Again, single lap qualifying for these drivers. It's a one and done. But we all know qualifying isn't as ever vitally important. Just because you start in the back doesn't mean that you're not going to finish up in that top spot. Mark Mann has shown that a number of times this season already, as he normally does start in the back. But what it does do is gives you a really good pit lane choice. So a lot of drivers like it, especially that pole sitter. Drop the jack and just roll over that pit exit line, and boom, you're locked in. Dan Parent on the YouTube side says, "Hi, Dustin. How's it going, Dan?" Jeremy is here. He will be back momentarily, but we will see what is going to go on tonight. Sorry, I'm reading something from Jimmy Reynolds. Apparently, I gotta refresh the paints, and I will do that as we do our gridding. But right now, again, watching the qualifying single lap. It's gonna be a good race tonight. By far, probably one of my favorite cars. A lot of time, Jeremy and myself, and a couple of our other friends from way back in the NR2K3 days. This is the car we ran for so long. This Generation 4 on a lot of these tracks. So definitely brings back fond memories a lot. And these things are a blast to run. They really are. Sometimes you could be on that ragged edge. Sometimes you may not, as we see sometimes coming in now. Anthony English posts a top spot at a 49.36. Eric Lowry in P2 to 49.44. You see more times are starting to roll in. Is Rick Sanchez at a 49.39. So driver of the number 5 getting himself up there in the starting standings right now. Jimmy Reynolds Cross at a 49.43. Andy Briganti 49.43. Andy coming in here. Just missed the playoffs last Wednesday, just missed the cut. So he is in here just for bragging rights. He's in here just to try to get himself some dubs. As is some of the other drivers. Crosby Jr. crosses at a 49.42. Sean McCara, 49.43. And Mark, man, what in the world is this guy doing? We usually never see this guy qualify, and he comes in 200ths off of Anthony English's pole time right now. He's currently sitting at a 49.38, and then Vicente Guerrero comes and knocks the whole list down at a 49.33, Jeremy.
I am back. Very good stuff. I had to take care of kiddo as he had to get up and do some stuff. But we're back. We're back here as we are 19 drivers putting down times, minute and a half left in this qualifying session, of course. And we got Dan Parent on the YouTube chat saying hi to just Dustin. So,
well, to his defense, that's all he's seen. So, but I did let him know that Jeremy was here, that you were going to be back momentarily.
I was not here, so 100% understood right there. Is Dustin? They said it was. Are we going nighttime? Yeah, 7:49 server time.
Is there any other way to race these cars at this track, Jeremy, besides under the lights? I mean, come on, my man. You know my mantra, man. Nighttime races are the best races.
Remember, this Daytona 500 with these cars actually ran from daylight to daylight. They didn't push it back till 7 p.m. So this must be the Pepsi 400 they're actually racing, but no, it's actually just race one of the playoffs. So a half minute left here. 23 drivers posted time. 30 drivers to start off this first race of the playoffs. That's I like the continual plus 30 drivers each and every single Wednesday.
Oh, absolutely. And I tell you what, if what is your take, Jeremy? I mean, playoff implications. I talked about in the countdown to green while you were away that there is no better feeling than winning the opening race of round one of the playoffs and punching your ticket into the next round instantaneously. That's what are we to expect from some of these drivers?
Well, I mean, it's super speedway racing, right? So you can do a lot of things. You can wreck some people at the end. You can have team strategy. You can run up at the front all the time. Like if you're Anthony English or Vicente Guerrero, Everett Lane, those guys who just continually just put themselves in the front. But you're going to see more aggression. That's like the main thing, right? You're going to see maybe a little more three wide, maybe a questionable move halfway through the race that you're like, I didn't see that all season. Where that came from? That kind of thing. We're gonna see at some point in time. Maybe it's this race, maybe it's the next race, but the energy is going to be amplified in the field, and that will definitely be on display, I think, starting tonight as we, Dustin, are gritting on pit road. So here we go. Starting lineup. Race number 1 of the playoffs. The OP ButtKicker Grand National Series for the Zach Werkman Daytona. Vicente Guerrero, Anthony English, row 1. Row 2, Mark Mann, Everett Lane. Row 3, Zach Fritsch and Rick Sanchez. Row 4, Jeff Crosby Jr. and Jimmy Reynolds. Row 5, Sean McCara, Andy Briganti. Row 6, Eric Lowry, Adam Kilday. Row 7, which is tied with a .444 for each of them. It's Gary Bergeron and Dave Hunt. Row 8, Jeff Crosby Sr. and Dana Shepard. Row 9, Alex Giffen and Dwayne Corbett. Row 10, Nathan Warren, Scott Wise. Row 11, Derek Donna, Alex Green, and Steven Rada is the last person to post time in qualifying, P23rd. 24th on back, sorted by I rating, highest to lowest. That'll be Gabe Butler, David Overstreet, Christopher Jordan, Douglas Johnson, Len McNee, Stephen Lane, and Stephen Luttrell. Paris Stevens to round out the field here, Dustin.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got a shout out now from Dan Parent on YouTube. Says, okay, hi, Jeremy. Steve Hoppett, glad to see you in the chats as well. Says he doesn't have this car, so he is waiting until next season. Be awesome to see you back out there on the track there, Hoppett. So can't wait to see that. Zach Fritz says, I didn't do anything wrong. Don't listen to Rada. Love you guys. Much respect. And then Dan Parent, of course, giving the respect to DEP Racing. Dana Shepard, Derek Donna, and Chris Jordan. Love the Chris Jordan paint scheme, man. That is a sexy paint scheme. So definitely going to be a good one. Shout outs for Stephen Lane as well. So a lot of fans out there right now, Jeremy. It's looking good as we are pacing right now. Parade lap down the backstretch. 70 laps of racing action, and more specifically, 70 laps of playoff racing action, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, half a lap away. Green flag's going to fly, and we're going to have some fun here this Wednesday evening. Going to get the green flag at 8:04 server time. Sunset to nighttime is going to be how this race will be ran. Remember, 70 laps, 1 fast repair, and halfway break. Lap 35 will conclude this stage 1. We'll talk to that guy right after that's over. Here we go, Dustin. Pace car is going to come down. You mentioned Christopher Jordan's paint scheme. That is easily the best scheme of the night. And any night he runs that, it's going to be hard to top that car. We'll see who's got the fastest speed, though. That's what's most important. Pace car down. Throttles at the ready. Green flag. Green flag in the air. We got Kyle Petty on the outside in that fantastic Hot Wheels paint scheme. Side by side here all the way through. 1380 Briganti, a little misshift possibly. He backed it up quite a bit. So did Gary Bergeron. Already creates a little 2-pack separation, if you will. Just quick momentarily, of course. Off into turn 2 and exit, Dustin.
Yeah, and again, the draft is going to pull them right back up. But right now, drivers trying to feel where they're at up front. Almost looked like Anthony English wanted to try to clear Vicente Guerrero there and pull down, but did not have him quite clear. Had to stay the course on that high side, as neck and neck are the 14 and 44 as they work their way out of turn 4. Who is going to lead the opening lap of round 1? Oh, car in the wall in the back, Alex Green. And Anthony English is going to lead lap 1 of round 1. And that's going to go all the way to Taldo's TV. Says, ha, my boy Anthony English going to take this home. Well, he's off to a good start, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can say that's a pretty good start there. Minus the 3 cars slapping the outside wall for turn 4 on lap 1. That's kind of questionable there, but these cars are still new to this place test, and they've only ran them a couple times, and they're still learning it. Of course, Daytona being the trickier of the 2 super speedways that the playoffs hold. It's always a challenge to learn a new car in the playoffs, and we're going to see some more learning curve tonight. We're not done with them getting comfortable with this thing just yet.
Oh, no. I mean, it only had... Oh, and Everett Lane goes for a ride, able to save it, gonna bring it back up. What a save for the driver of the 24. My goodness, folks, I can't tell you how difficult that is at the speeds that they are going, and it almost looked like a bad bump there from the 44 that was back behind, and that's exactly what it was there. Just a little bit of a bumper grab, but excellent job by Everett Lane to keep a hold of that one.
And the way those front tires gripped up when he turned that thing to the right, it just hooked him back to going straight, or else he would have destroyed that infield wall and have to use his faster pair early. But he still has that halfway break, so he's not done. He'll be back into this thing. But going back to the front, the 85 taking the lead here for the second lead change tonight, third different leader overall. Got the 17, Jimmy Reynolds, from 8th to 2nd, Dustin, 4 laps in.
Yeah, 4 laps in. Bottom line is starting to move right now. Kilday leads. Jimmy Reynolds in the second position on the inside, and then Rick Sanchez, strong run for him, but that high side being led by your 2-time defending champ, trying to three-peat it, none other than the driver of the 33, Jeff Crosby Jr., and the driver that is out here just to get dubs right now, just barely missed the cutoff last week for the last race of the regular season. Andy Briganti out here giving big pushes to the 33, clears the 33 down low. Now he's leading that top side, and Jeremy, again, he's looking just for those checkered flags.
Nothing but fun for a decent amount of these drivers. Top 16, however, kind of in a pickle. They have to perform well, even though they've done it 13 races prior. They're going to have to show up here again in this event and in the next 2. So we're 5 laps into this thing. The 33 is going to bring the 85 P2 on the inside momentarily. Briganti backing up a little bit with Dave Hunt not getting to the bumper. Very Dave Hunt style of drafting. Temporarily allowing almost lane choice for the second car on the inside lane. But at the moment in turn number 1, he's back to the quarter panel, the 33.
Yeah, 33 now has clear lane choice, can jump up, and you're going to see drivers do that very frequently. Why? Because you want to keep your pusher very, very happy, and not only that, you want to keep them very, very cool. Temperature management is a real thing. When you get locked in a position like the 85 of Kilday, the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, where you can't move a lane and you're just locked behind, temperature management becomes a thing. But that high side starting to build some momentum right now. Jeremy, Andy Briganti getting some pushes from the 53 of Dave Hunt. And that is Dana Shepard in a Taco Bell throwback car. How about that?
Joe Quiero Taco Bell is what some would say. Just need the chihuahua on the car, and there we go. And yeah, it's an interesting color choice. I've not seen him change it up too much like that, so that's kind of cool.
Taco
Gen
smell. I take it back. It's not a Taco Bell. It's a taco smell car. As we zoom in on it, had to take a closer look.
It is taco
It is taco smell. I love it.
That's not the only troll sponsor out here tonight, right?
Oh.
I think there's at least one more, if I'm not mistaken. At the bare minimum, there's Forky I Am Trash out there from the 215, but that's kind of cool. Taco smell.
I
like
love
it. Reminds me of a car that Steve and I used to race with in a different league on Wednesdays, oddly enough. And the Alex Bowman Ally paint scheme, it had Rival on it, all badging with Rival in the same colors. So I thought it was kind of cool. But taco smell it is here in the top 6.
As race and action heating up, Andy Berganti is clear of that low line, has lane choice right now, but still maintaining up on that high side. Will he move down and give Dave Hunt some of that ever vital clean air to cool him off? And he does, moves down in front of Jeff Crosby Jr. Now Dave Hunt leads that top line with the driver of the taco smell car, Mr. Dana Shepard, as the pusher on that top side.
The inside has lane control at this moment. Dave Hunt needs those people behind him. The 43, the 9, the 16, need them all buttoned up. So maybe push the 53 out to the race lead, as you do have a 2-car pack situation going. The main pack, of course, up front, about 10 car lengths or so from the second pack, as they're just playing the old classic waiting game way back there, just feeling things out.
Yeah, and again, that is not uncommon, Jeremy. I mean, especially with playoff implications on the line, we have seen drivers just ride in the back. You know, Mark Mann is one of the drivers that comes to mind that typically rides in the back to try to play that safe game. He changed it up today. He actually qualified and put himself further up, but then he fell back. Right now he's in 18th. You know, usually rides in the back, lets what happen is going to happen, tries to steer clear of it, and make sure that he's there at the end. You know, it's a strategy that's worked out for a lot of drivers, but being up front, leading the pack like Andy Berganti in the 13 is also a very strong strategy. So sometimes they pay off, sometimes they don't. But when you got playoff implications on the line for a championship, I mean, you're willing to try any strategy that's going to make sure that lock you in to be there at the end.
I think this is a great time, as we're still just kind of settled in. We're going to go turn up the tunes. Listen to the 9,000 RPMs these things can produce. Gen 4 style. We'll be back.
welcome back to live racing action on Max Speed TV. I mean, Nerditudes. That's for you, Zach. That's for you. But no, Max Speed TV and Stephen Lane over there, excellent stuff. They provide coverage for a lot of the other series as well. We work very closely with them, but had to give a little stabby stab to Zach Fritsch there. But pit stop's going to be happening here soon. You see the cars starting to file in, work their way to the inside lane, trying to find a hole where they can find it. And there you go. You've seen the 16 of Nate Warren. He worked his way to the inside. A lot of drivers currently 3 wide back here as they're trying to figure out where they can find a spot. Dana Shepard trying to work his way in. Scott Wise trying to find a place to work in as well. Pit stop's going to be happening. And if you do the math, 15 laps, it's about all they can run. That means it's a 2 green flag pit stop event to make it to the end of stage number 1. I would expect to see pit lane getting lit up this time by. Nope. Caution. These drivers, whoever's starting to come down there, you don't want to.
Berganti and Green getting penalized.
Oh, they're going to have to. Yeah, it's the second that caution came out, man, they should have come right back up on that track, unless they could not have made it either way.
His caution did fly.
Oh,
here we go. Yeah, I'm seeing it. The exact moment you found it. 388, Douglas Johnson collecting the 43. Mr. Shepard.
Oh, man.
50 piles in there, 215. Derek Donna just drove right underneath the 50.
Gabe Butler
And
involved in
Alex
that one.
5 cars total. Christopher Jordan, that beautiful car, escapes without damage. Very nice. 5 cars damaged, Dustin, with this lap 15 wreck right at pit stops. Who's going to sputter coming down pit road?
Yeah, that's, oh man, just the carnage on that one as well. Drivers trying to get down. Now they have to pit from the inside lane only. That's why drivers were trying to get down. But Jeremy, a lot of fast repairs used up in this one here for sure.
Heavy damage to a couple of the cars. And now they can come down pit road, single file for the most part here. They're going to have to take one more pit stop before this thing is all said and done. And I'm just noticing something, Dustin. I am so glad you don't have Dave Hunt's actual paint scheme loaded. Because if you did, I was going to just blast whoever painted that car. But we're gonna leave it there because no one can see it, so no one's gonna know what I'm talking about.
Do you want me to refresh it? That's a loaded question.
You're gonna make Steve smile so much.
Oh,
He asked for it earlier, and you said nope.
We'll leave that one right there.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. We're not. It's funny that the headlights are in the splitter of the front, the valence. It's inside of it. It's kind of wild, but pit stops are completed here. We're actually gonna do something a little different. I want to bring in our in-race reporter, Mr. Steve Rada, who kind of flagged us in earlier with the fuel mileage. Steve, if you want to unmute your mic if you can.
Hello.
Hey, you're live on the radio, man. You did some laps there about mid-pack. How's the car feeling in the middle of the pack?
Feeling so far all right. Been trying to get the third lane to work, but sadly can't go anywhere. It feels like you need to go through the, I hate to say, you have to go middle 3 wide to go anywhere.
Now, is that just because of lack of effort of everybody else going up there, or is it just the aerodynamics just not allowing it to work right now?
I feel like it's the aero, but I could possibly be wrong and be lack of no one else going.
All right, well, that's going to be kind of interesting if we're going to be forcing the 3 wide. That'll be something we keep our eye on there. And I'll let you get back to it, man. Just wanted to check in and see how the car's feeling so far.
Hey, Steve, I just wanted to ask you, are you aware that your car number does not match your actual driver number?
Oh, no.
No comment.
All right,
No.
I just wanted to be the friend, man, and just let you know.
Letting the producers know earlier that refresh, but hey, that's fine.
I don't recall getting this memo.
Steve, I got your back. I see the 0-3. You're clear. Not on TV's end though. You are in the 33 white and green Nerditudes paint scheme. So he shot out multiple partners in the same night. Check him out. As he went mute, so he's done. He's done with our he's done with it.
We have to have fun up here. So, long story short, myself, Steve, Jeremy, some of our other nerds like Kenny and Brian, we've all known each other for decades. So we give each other a hard time all the time. And yes, Steve, I have to agree. Hoppet says Mark's strategy must work. Most wins this season. Yes, he does hold the most wins this season, and he knows how to get it done. So he has to progress through those rounds. He's got to get through each one of them. But the man knows how to find his way to victory lane. That's for sure.
Not wrong there, as we're going to go back to green flag racing on lap number 19. So the field window was 16 laps before everyone was trying to come down pit road. Dustin, they have 17 laps between now and the end of the stage. So who can go ahead and stretch out their field mileage for one additional lap, or who takes the early pit stop? I guess that'll be the biggest question before stage is over.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to happen, because not only do you have to get to lap 35, you have to go around a full another time, so it's actually 18 laps. It's not going to happen, Jeremy. They're going to have to pit again. I would see a lot of drivers that the second his green flag flies again, as we are back underway, but I would see a lot of these drivers that once they hit that fuel window of making it to the end, they will peel off at that point in time, Jeremy. That I would expect to see a number of drivers doing that.
100% as we're back almost full speed here into fourth gear in turn 1 and turn 2. Dead heat here, the 44 getting the better help with Josete Guerrero giving a nice shove here. They're going to go 2-car clearance. Who's going to take the inside? Who's going to stay to the outside? They both double clear, both inside. The 33 momentarily
car
has
spinning
it, but
in the
he's
back.
losing some ground. One car, we stay green flag at this time. That is the 43 Danish
Again,
Shepherd.
oh, just a bump in the corner from the 13 of Andy Briganti on a rear end that doesn't have a bumper to begin with. Just sent the 43 around. Not the start that the 43 was looking for. As we are working through the corners again, just before we went to see what was happening with the 43 and the 13, the 44 of English and 14 of Guerrero did double clear that inside line. They're now on the inside, and Jeremy, I see a whole line of cars on that inside right now. We are at that pit window of coming to 15 laps to go before the end of stage. So I would expect maybe one more time around. Next time by would be the opening of that pit window. I would expect to see drivers peeling off. So pit road could definitely be getting busy here the next time around. So working through turn 1 right now. Again, only about 5-6 cars up on that high side. Currently led by the 071 of Eric Lowry. Now Gary Bergeron, one of your playoff drivers, jumps up to that high side. This is the moment of truth right now, though. I would expect to see a number of drivers coming down pit road this time by as they peel off of turn 4 right now. Do we have takers? We absolutely do. Pit road getting busy right now. We've got about 6 drivers that are taking this. Adam Kilday, Anthony English, Rick Sanchez, Alex Green, Mark Mann, and Gabe Butler all electing to come down pit road this time. That's going to relinquish the lead to the, one on the car, the 999 Gary Bergeron, but he's side by side right now. as Vicente Guerrero has got big pushes from the 53 at Dave Hunt down the backstretch. Neck and neck is Bergeron, Guerrero, as they're working their way down the super stretch going into turn 3. Are we going to have more takers this time, or are they going to run it dry? We will find out in just one more corner, working off of turn 4. Any more takers? Yes, we got a couple takers. Jimmy Reynolds, Steve Luttrell coming down. Crosby Jr., Nate Warren, Sean McCarron, Eric Lowry, all coming down pit road this time. Gary Bergeron was still out front. Right now, the 215 not on the lead lap, trying to get his lap back the hard way by driving around. He's got pushes from the 78, that beautiful Bobby Labonte Jurassic Park throwback, trying to get him clear. That's Chris Jordan in that top side, and you got David Overstreet up there in that Tony Stewart throwback. The 215 does clear in front of Gary Bergeron. That is going to put him back on the lead lap. He is at the tail end of the lead lap as it sits right now. Can he maintain? Now, this is a best case scenario, because if they can maintain even through green flag pit stops and he can stay where he's at in front of the pack, that means he will be able to drive around, get back to the tail end of the pack, and that means another driver that's a lap down would be at chance of getting a lucky dog. And right now, that's looking to be driver of the 43, Dana Shepard. So teammates trying to help. That's exactly what the 215 of Derek Dono wants. He wants to get his lap back. He wants to help Dana Shepard get his lap back. And that's what they're trying right now. Working lap 24 of 70. Coming off, no takers. Oh, few takers coming down pit road. It's going to be Len McNeese, Alex Giffen, Doug Johnson coming down pit road this time. Your front 8 to 10 or so still staying out as they're working their way around. Jeff Crosby Sr. trying to catch up to this pack. Scott Wise trying to maintain and stay in the draft. Pit strategies. See how this is going to work out.
Apologize about that. We're back again. This is a fun time in the Stanley household over here with a 4-year-old, but it's kind of fun to come back and seeing some new leaders. Dustin 1999 to 14. They're out here doing things. As we had an already 10 lead changes amongst 8 different drivers before even the halfway mark. So that increase will start to fade as the top contenders will just continue to cycle through the field here. But it's kind of nice to see at the moment.
Yeah, and we also have strategy at play, Jeremy. While you were away, the 215 of Derek Donna got his lap back the hard way. He is now on the lead lap at the tail end of the lead lap, at risk of losing a lap because Gary Bergeron is right behind him. But what that does, if he can maintain that when the stage break happens, he will get to come back around, rejoin the entire field, and his teammate and family member, Dana Shepard in the 43, as long as he maintains his position, would be awarded the lucky dog.
As we have 9 laps to go before stage is over. When I stepped away, I know I questioned if they could make it on fuel mileage, being 17 laps from the restart period to the checkered flag for stage 1. If you're out front leading, that's not going to get you that position, but he's got help from the 215, so that's going to help the 1, the 14, the 53, and the 12 of them all in this little pack up front. Kind of save where they can, but they're so spaced out. Look at that, Dustin. I would have figured maybe for fuel mileage you'd button up just a little bit nicer, but this is also why they do it better than I do and why I'm currently calling the race and not driving the race car.
Yeah, and typically, I mean, you are correct. In order to, again, maintain and save as much fuel, I mean, these drivers that are in the draft, they should not be full throttle. You can sit here and feather that throttle. A lot of times you're running 2/3, 3/4 throttle and still maintaining because that draft pull will pull you up. But to get the most benefit out of saving fuel, you are going to want to be as close to that driver in front of you as possible. because that driver is going to be breaking that wind for you. That's less resistance when you do have to just lightly feather back on the throttle again. Like you said, Jeremy, there is a lot of space in between these drivers. I mean, look at Vicente Guerrero, how much space is in between him and Bergeron. He is not saving near as much fuel as Bergeron is right now, being right up on the 215. Or some of these other drivers, Zach Fritsch is right up on Dave Hunt. Steve Rada was right up on Zach Fritsch. So, again, a lot of these drivers, you know, that's what you got to do. You got to stay close, but you also have to work that throttle.
Yeah, 100%. There, the closer you get, the more you can lift. And so the guys that are second, third, fourth in line, they're probably about 80, 85, maybe 90%, depending on where they are located to the car in front of them. And, of course, if you're in the 80%, you're saving more. So let's see if they can make it happen, as we're now coming up to 6 laps to go before we get to stage in. Here, your top 5 at the moment is Gary Bergeron, Dave Hunt, Zach Fritsch, Steve Rada, and Christopher Jordan. Current OP top 5 here. And Dustin, I don't know if you've displayed it or not, but I know you have a graphic of our current top 16 in points with the split at 8 down the middle, just to kind of give the crowd watching a little recap of what's going on, who's in, who's out. And there you go. There's your current, they're all tied, of course, but there's your current drivers if you had forgotten who's in or who's out. You see Jimmy Reynolds snuck in there, Eric Lowry, Nathan Warren. Those are the 3 that just barely made it in. And then Berganti was the first one out in the 13. There you go. There it is. So we got 5 to go.
Yeah, 5 to go. And if you notice, Jeremy, a couple of the names that are in the hunt is Everett Lane, Andy Berganti coming down pit road right now, are up here trying to stretch it, trying to get those stage points. Gary Bergeron is in. He is a playoff driver. He is trying to stretch that out. Vicente Guerrero, playoff driver, trying to stretch that out. Zach Fritsch, playoff driver, trying to stretch that out. They're trying to get the most amount of points that they possibly can right now, Jeremy. And, I mean, it's coming down. It's going to be tight. I don't know if they can make it on fuel. I called that I don't think that they can sit here and stretch it that much, as we got Chris Jordan, Gary Bergeron coming down pit road, as well as the 215 of Derek Donna, all coming down pit road right now. So that's going to put Derek Donna, again, a lap down. But, Jeremy, I don't know if they can stretch it. We're working lap 32 of 70 right now. If the caution comes out right now, stage is done. It's locked in. These drivers are superheroes on their call. But if it doesn't and it goes full distance, I don't know how much they can stretch it.
Yeah, we saw a couple just duck down. So that kind of tells me that they're really questioning some things, and some people just didn't want to think about it anymore. As we got 2 more coming down, 3. Steve with a last-second call to make it good to get down to speed and time. He did. Great job there by Steve to pass the 46, but 3 cars down this time. Now that front pack has just dwindled more to 4 cars, and 1 is not even in the main race here. So 3 in the bottom are, the 1 on the top is not.
Yeah, and again, I don't know how much I can stretch it. We are working lap 33 as it sits right now. These drivers really trying to stretch it, trying to save. It's going to be close, Jeremy. We're going to find out if these drivers duck down, you know. And I get it. I 100% get it. If I was in this and I was trying to get some points and it was coming down to fuel, I would try to stretch it in hopes of a caution as well. As you see Dave Hunt, Zach Fritsch coming down. That's it. That's going to, again, cycle everything around to the 44 of Anthony English as he's leading this pack. But, I mean, I 100% get it. I would have tried to stretch it out and hope for that caution to end that stage early like that and try to maximize those points. But we're going to start getting dicey here, Jeremy. They know these guys are good on fuel. They're not holding up. Anthony English leading the inside lane. Big pushes from the 5 of Rick Sanchez. You've seen that that high side starting to get some momentum. 85 of Kilday up there with Crosby Jr. pushing. This is going to get interesting.
It sure is. 2 wide now. Crunch time. Look at the slingshot. Man, you can't see it from this angle, but the 85-33 are going to double clear the 44 deep into turn 3. Surprisingly, Jeff Crosby keeping it on the outside, going to bring the 71 of Sean McCara with him. 2x2 at the line. Crosby Jr. is going to lead this lap, final lap in stage number 1 for the Zach Workman at Daytona.
Yeah, and these cars, Jeremy, are all about momentum, maintaining the momentum. We've heard drivers talk about it so many times, and these are very momentum-driven vehicles right now. And again, it was very iffy if Kilday was going to lose that momentum with the space that he had between him and the 44 of Anthony English. But that top side just was not coordinated enough to try to capitalize on it. But they're working their way through turn 3 right now. This is coming to the end of stage. Who is going to win the first stage in the playoffs this season? Kilday on the inside. Big pushes right now. Run trying to build on the high side. Crosby Jr. trying to get there. Kilday.
They got him.
He got him. Oh, no.
Crosby.
Crosby got Kilday. Unbelievable.
4 1,000ths of a second. I thought that whole car lead advantage on the inside off of 4 was going to be it, but no. You just mentioned momentum prior to that, and this is what momentum looks like, as by 4 1,000ths of a second.
Oh,
Back
my
it up 2
goodness.
frames, and I think you got a locked-in picture here. It's going to be tight with the buttons. Oh, man, it's close. It's so... Great job by Crosby, though. Nice.
What a run, though. I mean, just, my goodness.
Great stuff. That was
unbelievable.
fantastic.
Momentum, good pushing from that top side. That was, wow, man. Oh, Crosby Jr., your 2-time defending champion, trying to three-peat it, gets the first stage win of the playoffs, Jeremy. What momentum-driven is that? You cannot get any more than that. That was close.
Crosby Jr.'s been on a roll this season, so he's going to continue that with the first stage win of the playoffs. We're going to go picture-in-picture real quick here for the first time, and thank some sponsors. Then we'll talk to the man, the driver, the number 33, shortly after. We'll be right back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair.
Hey, back full screen as we are getting the 1 to go signal this time. And this is where I bring in our stage winner. So pulling from team number 3, Mr. Jeff Crosby Jr. Jeff Crosby, this is Jeremy Dustin in our TV booth. What's up?
What's up, man?
All right, you're going to take the first stage of the playoffs. How's that 33 looking to win the back half as well and get the checkered flag?
Yeah, man. It's going to be a fuel thing. I feel like that first stage was definitely fuel, and I think those guys up front realized they weren't going to be able to make it around even after finishing the stage, so to catch a pace car. Just got kind of lucky there. Made a move with Sean and Nate behind me, and it just happened. But we'll see what we can do. The second half got some fuel here, and hopefully save some, and hopefully we can make it a one-stopper. We'll see, though.
Yeah, good call to come down early and get that pit stop out of the way. Logistically, though, with 17 to go on that restart, was there any chance for anyone to maybe sneak it, or was it just way too much of a stretch?
It was close. I think if you had more people staying out and running slower, I think they could have done it. But I think once everybody realized the line was diminishing, and they all decided to just go in. So I'm glad a lot of us went in early, so we had a battle for the 7 guys that were up there. So it was fun.
Very good, man. It looks like a lot of the guys have got the handling down on this car. The learning curve is starting to flatten a little bit. Let's put on an exciting event here underneath the lights for stage number 2, and maybe we'll talk to you in 35 laps.
Heck yeah, man. Hopefully talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good, man. That's Jeff Crosby Jr. driving the 33 Skull Bandit Chevrolet Monte Carlo for the Gen 4s. Here we are, waiting for the pace car to drop down for the second time tonight. Stage restart. 17 at the helm on this thing. Jimmy Reynolds. Green flag, 1771. Symmetry on the front row as they launch off. Great restart by the 17. The 71 does have lane choice momentarily, does not take it. Alex Geffen from 17th to 3rd. Welcome to the top 5, sir.
Yeah, moving up there. He's got the 0-3 of Steve Rada now giving pushes, but man, that top line had an excellent start there. Sean McCara able to clear the inside, drop down in front of Jimmy Reynolds. Now Dave Hunt up there with pushes from the 12 of Zach Fritsch. Glad to see that he is not confused on what direction to point that car as he is on what channel the broadcast is on. But moving in the right direction, Jeremy.
He doesn't know what channel we're on. We're just a very unknown channel, Dustin, here at the Nerdy Tubes, sorry. You know, I'm also getting that wrong. I love that nickname, by the way, but Dave Hunt takes it with
which
12,
was given to us
time.
from the 12 of Zach Fritsch.
Look at that. He gives us the nickname and then forgets our name entirely 2 weeks later. I love it.
Never a dull moment. No, much respect, though. Zach cracks me up, but Jeremy,
No, doesn't deserve it.
lot of back and forth. I'm seeing a lot more wiggles out of these cars right now as Dave Hunt clears the inside, drops down. Oh, Anthony English shot down to the inside. He's going to come back up and rejoin. Holy moly, was that a shot off the track and back on.
Yeah, English sounded like he just made a comment about it, too. And that could have been way worse for the 44s. He just got shot out of a cannon. Grabs onto the grass like it has asphalt grip. These cars, Dustin, have so much grip as you see it there. He's able to turn to the right in the grass. The car responds quickly. And then you would think he's going to shoot way up the apron into the halfway up the track, maybe into the wall even, and he doesn't as we go roof camera with the 44.
Yeah, this was contact from the 388 of Doug Johnson onto Andy Briganti, shooting Briganti down into Anthony English. Excellent save, though, by the driver of the 44. Could have been way worse. Good heads-up driving by the 78 of Chris Jordan to allow the 44 room to re-merge back up there. Because, Jeremy, this is a flat apron. If you go into that corner trying to turn, it's not going to turn. You are just going to plow straight up that track. This is not Talladega with a banked apron on it. This is a flat apron, as flat could be.
I can contest to that because I actually drove my car on the apron and on the banking here at turn 1 and turn 2, so it is definitely flat. There's nothing, just bumps and flatness, and then 28 degrees just stares right in the face, right above it. It's a wild ride, but to the action here, we got up to 16 lead changes, 17 now. Could be 18 if the 12 can get there. Not going to be this time, so 17 lead changes amongst 10 leaders. That's strong numbers here for just past the halfway lap. 44 scheduled 70. So remember, 2 pit stops. Well, actually, you know what? It might be. We're going to be pushing it. If it stays green flag, Dustin, all the way. Remember, they don't have 35 laps for this stage. They have less because of that caution period. So
They might be able to stretch it.
pushing that second pit stop.
Yeah,
Very,
it's-
very close. Maybe we'll get our in-race reporter on that.
Yeah, it could be very, very close on that one there, but might entirely be doable. But like you said up front, Gary Bergeron does clear the 12 of Zach Fritsch with pushes from the 24 of Everett Lane. Moves down to the inside lane. Now Everett Lane getting big pushes from the 3 of Alex Green, trying to get him up there, and he drops and clears down to the inside lane. That's going to leave Alex Green and Nate Warren up there on that top side in the 04 of Mark Mann. That is your first 3 on your outside lane. Everett Lane, Gary Bergeron, Zach Fritsch, your first 3 on the inside lane. As, again, these drivers are pushing it. 26 laps to go, Jeremy. This race is winding down, and but something that's not winding down right there is the racing action.
Also, the RPMs, the blistering 8,000 RPMs these cars produce. Is we're going to do a dual thing. We're going to bring in the race telemetry and our partner shout out at the same time. RaceEPI.com if you're looking for the best setups known to man on the iRacing service. RaceEPI.com. That's Elite Performance Industries. They have a plethora of car options, plethora of track options, subscriptions. If you... Oh, we got a wreck. Hold on. Back it down, back it down. Second wreck caution of the evening. Middle of the back straight. We're going to involve multiple cars here. Alex Giffen at 99. Stephen Luttrell, 36. Let's see, we got Kilday in it just a little bit. Steve Rada barely makes door contact with the 43. A Shepherd. Here we go. Nerd TV Replays got you.
Yeah, we're going to see what took place here. Looked like a stack up. Giffen goes up, collects the 36 of Luttrell, collects the 85 of Kilday. The 9 of Corbett gets involved in that one as well. Heavy, heavy damage on a lot of these drivers, Jeremy. Oh, man, and the Dana Shepherd gets in it again, clipping the 36 of Luttrell. Oh.
Yeah, this was kind of a bad bump on Steve Rada, but at the same time, it was a massive checkup. He had to go like maybe -5+ miles an hour to miss this contact. It was a quick, abrupt checkup, so I don't blame Steve. He's got a car to the inside. He can't go low. That's just, things happen so quickly sometimes when you have cars with a lot of drag. And here's Steve Rada's view of this thing. He's just going to have a quick checkup out of nowhere.
Oh, man, yeah, they checked up big time.
Part of the inside.
Oh. Yeah, he just had...
I mean, that camera angle looks like he just drove in the back of him, but no, it's opposite. The car slowed down, and he did not react quick enough, I guess, to that.
Yeah, yep, and that's exactly what it is, and that's how fast it can happen. It can happen in the blink of an eye like that, Jeremy, that a checkup can happen in front of you, and I mean, you could be in a situation like that one there. Our first instinct when we see a checkup, one is to get on the brakes, two is to find an escape route. Bad thing is you don't always have an escape route. That situation there, you know, Steve Rada and drivers that were right there, Alex Giffen on that checkup, didn't have an escape route. They had the 43 down low. They were on the inside lane. They had cars up high. There was no escape route. So all they could do was hammer on the binders. And Jeremy, you know as well as I that if the checkup is that big, those binders getting on the brakes is not going to do anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, even if you were to miss that one, he had a little bit of space behind him, but you never know what could have happened. But at the end of the day, they got fast repairs. Alex Giffen has got his car fully repaired. I do know that for sure, so he's out of any fasties. And we're going to take our picture-in-picture break here once more. So we're going to do that, get these cars wound up for the next restart for the third one this evening. We'll be back.
Hey, can you do me a favor? I'm really hungry, but I'm trapped in here, and I dropped my last piece of boozy jerky on the floor. I can't reach it. Would you mind grabbing me a bag of the most tender, flavorful booze-infused jerky on the planet? I promise I'll pay you back. I mean, I'd eat my piece, but I can't reach it. Oh, actually, I got it. Oh, it's so good. It's so tender, so flavorful. You should really pick yourself up a bag. But if you do, you can't eat it in here. Now, this is my spot. I own this spot. Boozy jerky. The original booze-infused beef jerky with a pair. Now available.
Here we go. Going back live, green flag. Nathan Warren, welcome to the front first lap sled. Underneath this commercial or caution cycle here, green flag is out. Gets a great launch with himself in the 84. Double clears the 3. Alex Green to the inside. 3 car in third place as 2x2x2 goes from fourth on back. A little 3-car breakaway for half a lap here. That's kind of surprising. They caught the outside lane off guard.
Yeah, they did. Excellent start by the 16 and Nate Warren and the 84 of Len McNeese there. Able to get out to a good lead. It allowed Alex Green in the 3 to drop down. But now Len McNeese goes to the outside. But Zach Fritsch says, nah, I'm going to go off and around. clears and then clears the inside lane. He takes over sole possession of the lead. What a move.
How did he do that? That man did it by himself.
Momentum.
I didn't expect any 3 wide, and all right. Mr. Zach Fritsch doesn't know what. Oh, but he doesn't lead the lap. Check that out. Led me 4/1000ths of a second. Just deleted that run. Double cleared. No, almost.
Oh man, but again, momentum. I mean, he made that move. It was great, but he went from uptown all the way to downtown, then had to wait for the cars behind him to catch back up, and that allowed that organized top lane to just drive by and get it. And the 53 at Dave Hunt, big move to the inside. The 04 Mark Mann was going to go down there, but Dave Hunt beat him to the punch.
He sure did. Dead heat now off of turn number 4. Outside momentum's going to reign supreme. They're on the exit under the straightaway. Look at this double clearance. Does a 71 go low? Sean McCara wants to. He does, but you take Mark Mann with him. And just like that, Mr. Mark Mann, who qualified in 3rd, hasn't really been inside that top 5 too much. But of course, Dustin, with under 20 laps to go, you know the 04 is going to be there.
That's been the MO all season, Jeremy, and that's why he has the most wins this season. The guy knows how to get it done. You ask him, though, and I would have to agree, a lot of the times it's a little bit of luck as well, and luck just seems to be on his side, and he's running very well as we got a lead change. Eric Lowry jumps from midtown to downtown there. But Gabe Butler thought about trying to clear, but didn't. Stayed up there. He clears the inside from push help from the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. 88 Gabe Butler to the point.
Still holding 3 wide here. The 13 trying to do what the 12 did, but it's not working as well for him. Mid-pack. It's causing a little bit of separation between the first and the second sections of it. Still 3 wide off a turn. Number 2. Look at the 31 and 13. Symmetry in numbers. 3 wide total.
With the 3 on the inside.
And they still are. With the 3 on the... Oh, check up. Oh, there's a wreck. There's a wreck. They save it somehow. Oh, here we go. Here comes the 3rd caution on lap 53. The initial wreck was saved. The checkup is what brings out this wreck.
Yeah, the initial contact... Again, like you said, was saved. They had it saved. It was just a huge checkup. And this actually starts up around, oh, right there's your checkup. Wow. Huge bottleneck up there. How in the world did that take place? So they were in good line right there. And was that almost looked like it was a bump from the 71? Kind of looked like it pushed the 04 into the 071. He went into the 88. Gabe Butler, how was he holding on to that thing? Look at this man. He is just drifting this thing left and right, somehow saves it. But again, that stack up is what caused all of this in the back right here. Everybody, again, that checkup. You know, it's just, it happens so fast in the blink of an eye, people checking up. And that one there looked like the 33, Jeff Crosby Jr. got a little help from behind from Gary Bergeron. That sent him into the 3. That's what sent the 3 around. Oh, man. Unfortunate there because the initial contact, man, all those drivers did an amazing job on saving it, and these drivers back here are the ones that ultimately paid the price on that one because the stack up just killed them.
Yeah, very clean opening half of this race. I did make the comment to Jeff Crosby that looks like people have got the learning curve more flattened than what we've seen prior, and then we see what plagued them basically the last time we ran the new Gen 4s. Which is the draft, the suction to the
closing
car
rate
you is so good. Yeah, the closing rate, the delta, however you want to word that, is not wrong. And you see just the huge runs they get, and the checkups now twice we've seen, not from the 1st or 2nd car, it's the 4th or 5th car in line plus that ends up getting the tag, gets spun around, and now we're sitting underneath caution again. So. Back to the learning a little bit here for these new Gen 4s. And at least it hasn't been a huge wreck. 4 or 5 cars mainly in each wreck. Fast repairs, probably 6 or 7 out of least minimum that have been used at this point. And this is where the energy picks up even more dust. And we're going to have a restart with about 15 or 14 to go, with the 14 taking the lead on this one. This is going to get even more fun.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, that's what it is. I mean, these drivers still getting used to these cars, and it is hard to explain it to you guys out there, all you live viewers. And again, much love and respect for you guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight, watching these boys put on a show. It's hard to explain just how quick that closing rate can happen. If you are not on your toes the whole time, it's going to jump up and bite you. It's going to catch you off guard. A lot of people think that super speedway racing is just, hold the pedal down and turn left. There's more to it. And depending on the vehicles, these being one of them, you have to be on the ball the entire time, because situations like this can pop up, Jeremy. But now we have a whole new situation. We're going to go back green flag racing, roughly about 15, 14 laps to go. They can make it from this point on, fuel-wise. We've seen them make it 15 to 16 laps prior in the, before the stage 1 ended. They can make it. Now, they won't have anything for a green-white checkered, but if it stays green, these drivers can make it. So I agree. I think the aggression levels are going to sit here and start amping up. We're starting to run out of laps, starting to run out of time. Fuel is not as big of an issue at this point in time as what it was prior to that caution. I mean, we could start seeing some moves, and potentially that third lane start to work in. Drivers are they're gonna need to move forward, Jeremy. And if your bottom and middle lane are stacked up bumper to bumper traffic like I-95, you're gonna have to find another lane, and it may be the carpool lane up on that third side, on the high side.
Well, see it. Steve was trying it earlier. That didn't work. But then you saw the 12 shoot out of a cannon by himself, and he was able to make it work. Berganti and Berganti and Makera, they were doing some good work. Or no, it was 31. It was Scott Wise. Scott Wise and Berganti was up there by themselves, actually side by side with themselves. They weren't even drafting one another, Dustin. They were literally parachuting one another and still passing on that second, third groove. So it is there. The temp's up there, the grip's up there. Now we just need a pack to go up there, and we're going to have a very, very exciting closing of race number 1 of the playoffs, race 14 overall of the season, as we're one of 3 races in round number 1. All 3 races will be in this car. For the ones who do not recall, we chose this car for round 1, Xfinity round 2, and the truck, with 1 race to settle it all for the trophy. Here we go. Pace car down. Restart zone. 3, 2, 1. Green, green, green. Here comes the 14 with an excellent start with the 53. Actually, the 84 just did not get a good launch. He's going to get cleared probably by the 53 and 71 in the middle 1 and 2.
Yeah, caught that outside lane sleeping, as they say, and they are double clear on that inside, triple clear on the inside, as Sean Makera also clears, so Hunt can go to the outside, which he does with help from the 71 of Makera. It's going to leave Vicente Guerrero by his lonesome down there until Andy Berganti can close up on him. So now we're starting to see it. You see drivers starting to flirt with that high side. 14 laps to go, Jeremy. This is the time to start making moves. Again, I understand you have to first finish in order to finish first, but you're running out of time, especially if you are outside that top 10, and we got a stack up back there. Wow, what a save.
Alex Green in a pickle again off the wall of turn number 4. They were 3 wide, Dustin. Eric Lowry gives him a little shove into the wall, hinges him up there. He came back down. I thought he was going to cross over the 71's right rear and send him outside of the wall, but no, he kept it barely off that car. So we got more smoke coming off the wall in turn 2. Dustin, I told you it was going to get wild. The energy is immense right now. When does this fail, or is they going to put on, or are they going to put on an epic battle here?
Oh, I think if they can maintain momentum, there's going to be an epic battle. And look at the run the 5 of Rick Sanchez has on that top side right now, just needling it through. He's got big pushes from Anthony English there. Steve Rada trying to get up there to help out. And look at that run on the high side. Anthony English now putting Rick Sanchez as nose ahead of the bottom 2 lanes. Can he clear? Trying. He is clear on the bottom. Does he drop down? And he does. And look at the line. 4 cars on the top side, Jeremy. This is where it's gonna get hairy.
Sean McCarra almost dumped the whole field thought off center bump to the 5 of Rick Sanchez. Oh, as he pitches Steve right up against the wall there as he drafts the 44 of Anthony English. 3 wide, 4 rows deep, coming to 11 laps to go. Nathan Warren bounces off the wall. Anthony English going to lead this lap.
Yeah, Anthony English getting big pushes from Steve Rada, riding on board with right now. You want to know what it feels like to be 3 wide on the top side and the Gen 4s at Daytona? This is it. One false move, one little bobble. It is going to be catastrophic. Off the corner now, big pushes from the 0-3. Anthony English clears, almost double clears, stays in the middle. That's going to put Steve Rada in that top side leading.
I thought the 40, more wall contact. Alex Green cannot keep it off the wall. Staying green flag through 3 and 4 off the corner, turn number 4. English looks like he's going to lead this lap again. The top 5 or 6 go 2 wide, but it's still 3 wide for 7th on through 13th. As now the middle lane seems to be the quickest at the moment. Does the 44 stay put, or does he allow the 5 to cool off?
Yeah, the 5 of Sanchez giving big pushes to the 44. These two have worked together all night long, and they seem like they have been able to get a little bit of separation from some other cars. Now, you can get a tandem going depending on how well the 2 drivers run. And Jeremy, the 44 and the 5 have been hooking up. Look at the surge that they are taking on that middle lane. They're leaving Dave Hunt in the dust. The first 3 cars are already clear of that inside lane as it sits right now. Len McNeese, again, 4th car in that middle lane, finally clears, and he moves down to the inside. But just look at that tandem running right now.
I am super surprised to see the number 5, Rick Sanchez, continuing to just run behind the 44, not having to move up and keeping the speed. Steve Rada is going to try to bring his color counterpart, Dale Earnhardt Sr., with him. Alex Green, that is 3 wide for them. Now the 71 McCarra wants to look. Crossover, Steve hooks himself over the 31, Scott Wise. Big one happening on lap 62, and I think this is a Steve Rada moment. We're going to find out here what exactly happened, but there was a left rear contact to the 3 from the 31 of Scott Wise, setting off our 3rd and biggest caution of the night. Or 4th caution, sorry.
Yeah, we're going to see what we can't find out here. And, man, trying to find a best camera angle right now. That's not it. We'll find something here.
We're 3 wide. We're going to need some aerial footage because everything else is clogged out there. There's so many good angles. There we go. There's a decent one.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Let's kick it back again. I think the the 03 switched lanes. Watch that groove there in the center of the track.
Oh, man, that is tough. You know what? We're going to...
From that angle, I don't know. It might have been the 31. That's tough.
That is definitely tough on that one there. And that's why we are...
Going in overtime on the replays.
Going into overtime. These guys are making me work. Holy moly, are they making me work right now.
What camera angle do we have? Some type of chase cam, chopper coverage. We got okay, well, that was a fun little bouncy moment there.
So riding on board with Alex Green right now. He's in line with the 03. Oh, I mean, Steve Rada did come down, but then straightened up and held his line. The 31 came up. Jeremy, that one is super, super close on what happened on that one there as far as contact. Oh, and then Steve Rada just gets railed by Steven Luttrell. The Steve on Steve violence is strong tonight.
Yeah, that was actually... I got a fancy far chase camera on my end from the 3 of Steve Rada, and I think that was more Scott Wise, maybe. It's so tough. We're torn up here. We don't have
close.
A conclusion to that one.
It is that close on where it was. But Jeremy, I mean, we talked about it. You know, you sit here and you have so much riding on it. You know the laps are counting down. Drivers they're going to give it their all. I mean, the amount of space that we've seen throughout the entirety of this race up until that point was a lot. There was a lot more give and take. Now drivers are trying to get every inch on the track. So now that, 3 foot of space that they had in between cars before, now it's shrunk down to a foot, maybe less in between the cars because they're trying to maximize side draft. They're trying to get everything they can out of that to propel and move themselves forward.
Yeah, 100% there. And we're not done, Dustin. We're not done. We have to restack them at least one more time. Gonna take the green flag on lap 66, which would just be a 5-lap shoot to settle this thing. We saw a quick 3 wide went, and that was the entire field for the most part, especially in the front half. I think we're going to see something very similar very quickly, probably within the first opening lap of the restart. Time will tell. Here's your top 5 entering this restart. It's going to be Anthony English, Rick Sanchez, Sean McCara, Vicente Guerrero, and Alex Green. It's your OP top 5.
Speaking of Alex Green, he's pulling the Keselowski there. He's texting while driving. He says, bottom line is awful tonight. And Stephen Lane comes in and says, I'm done for tonight. Last wreck got me 10 minutes of repairs. So unfortunate to hear that, Mr. Stephen Lane. Better luck next week. Completely get... and then Luttrell says, yeah, meatballed me. We kind of figured that one as well. I don't want Netspy or Belva to think that we are forgetting them either, just calling the race in action. Glad to see that you two are in the chats as well. So keep rooting on your guys' drivers. We'll see what's going on. I can tell you right now, 5 of Sanchez looking very, very stout in these closing laps.
Justin, Alex Green says the inside lane is terrible, but he's the one who keeps slapping the outside retaining wall when he goes up there to try to pass. So I guess the middle lane is the way to go.
That's the winning lane, I guess. That's what we're getting.
Yeah. And you saw it. That's the lane that broke out, too. After all that 3 wide finished up, it was the middle lane with the 5 and the 14 that was able to prevail as winners in that little session that we had. So we're going to see what happens this time with that Jeremy. 5 to go.
But the drivers that were leading that middle lane that broke it out are now side by side. That was the 44 of English and the 5 of Sanchez that were tandem drafting that broke that middle lane out. So now what can we expect with these two drivers side by side, Jeremy, with just a small amount of laps left?
Yep. This is going to get exciting. I have no predicament here. First guy could be in 15th when this thing's all said and done. Green flag, good start by Anthony English. As we know, this is not going to bode well for him on the back straightaway. But momentarily, he showed us that he's a great restarter. And who's going to go with him? 71, of course, has to do that.
Oh!
A lot more contact, multiple contact. 5-14. Lay off each other. You got the whole field behind you trying to get up to speed.
Yeah, well, and there was a little bit of contact there, looked like between the 3 and 31. And now you got Sean McCara moves up to the high side. They're going to put Anthony English in the middle. He's going to be in the sucker hole right now.
Breck, 999, got hooked in the middle of the pack, middle lane. And it looks like him and the 15 are going to get together. Jeff Crosby Sr. for the 5th wrecked caution of the evening, 6th overall with stage. Dustin, here we go. Nerd TV Replays got you here. Number 1, the number 15 involved to start this one.
Yeah, just looked like possibly a little bit of a bump there that sent the 999 of Bergeron down, made contact with Fritsch, but it slowed him up enough there that Crosby Sr. couldn't check up in time. And then the rest, as they say, is just history as these drivers, again, the checkup, they could not, there's just, everything happens in the blink of an eye. Like, it's crazy how fast it happens, and you have to have split-second reaction time. And most of the time, Jeremy, it's a 50-50 shot. Yeah, you could either take one route or the other one. Those are your two options, and you've got a split second to make the decision. And sometimes you make the right ones, sometimes you make the wrong ones.
And I got a perfect example of that. We're going to go cockpit camera. Oakley visor cam if we got the graphic for Steve Rita. Go to about mid-back stretch. And we're going to ride on how Steve was able to clear this wreck. If we can. This is just a great example of how to not choose a lane, just hold the wheel, praise whoever you need to praise, and have at it. So we're just going to watch the wreck unfold. He's like, dude, we're just going to keep lane. We're going to hold lane. We're just, the window opened up for me. And just the safety call to go down to the bottom. Nice and clear. But the car in front of him did the same thing, Dustin, and he got destroyed.
That's why it's literally, it's all luck, my man. It is 110% luck.
Yeah, literally the car in the front of him. Same exact lane. 1 second prior to getting there, and he got demolished. Steve was just like, do, and he's fine. So I give it like 5% skill just to give some drivers some reaction credit. But outside of that, yeah, it's just horseshoe, rabbit's foot, whatever you want to do inside the car.
They need that lucky penny that Dale Sr. had on the dash.
Lucky penny. There you go, that one too. Whatever item you have, put it in your sim rig.
But
especially
Jeremy,
super speedways.
Yeah, absolutely, the super speedways. So we got a different top 5 right now. So we got a couple drivers that kind of changed positions. So just prior to that caution, we seen Anthony English get pushed into the sucker hole in the center, was going backwards. He dropped from 1st to 5th. Alex Green moved up to 4th. We got Vicente Guerrero right now is leading this race. Sean McCara, who had a strong run on that outside there when the 44 of Anthony English was going backwards, is in P2. And Rick Sanchez still hiding there. And Jeremy, I'm going to tell you right now, the way that I have seen Rick Sanchez run tonight, he is starting 3rd on the inside. This guy has been a pushing machine. We have seen him push Anthony English in that center lane and tandem push that entire center lane forward. I think he is in the catbird seat right now. If he makes the right calls, he knows how to push. I think Rick Sanchez has a solid chance tonight. I really do.
He's going for car number 5. Driver with 0 wins this season. Can you get the first win in the playoffs? Going to do it all Tony Stewart fashion, if you will. Or you just wait till this moment to get the job done. Pace car lights are out. 1 to go. Restarting on lap 70. So now the scheduled distance goes from 70 to 72 with 2 attempts at the green-white checker. This is attempt number 1. So here we go. Can we do 2 laps, or do we have to stack them up again? It's going to get crazy out there like it has been the last 2 restarts. Expect nothing different.
Hey, Jeremy.
This is going to be exciting.
I got to thank our amazing viewers and fans of the OP Racing ButtKicker Grand National Series. 30 live viewers right now waiting to see the outcome of the first playoff race of this season.
Look at that. 30. I know we've been close to 30 a couple times. We might have bumped it, but it's nice to see it here once more back on this Wednesday evening, 10:25 Eastern Standard Time, 9:25 Central. Session time, too, by the way, is 9:18 p.m. It is all sundown. Let's see who's going to take this check flag to open this thing up. Yeah, but I appreciate you guys. 28 viewers now. It's bouncing between 28 30. Love to see it. I have to scroll quite a bit to go through all the comments.
Love
between
it.
several of the drivers and fan base alike. So it's phenomenal. Keep it up. Keep it busy all postseason long. Here we go, Dustin. Pace car about to dip down. 14. Does he get the great jump like the other leaders have been doing, or does he kind of stay put and get the push from the 5? That's going to be the deciding factor possibly on this win as well. Green flag is in the air, and this 14 does not get a restart. And in fact, the 71 Sean McCarra almost wants to clear the 14.
Yeah, excellent start by that high side. Vicente Guerrero did not get the start that he was looking for. And right now you see that inside lane surge forward. Rick Sanchez, big pushes. Anthony English on the inside. Sean McCarra pushes from Alex Green. Vicente Guerrero clears high. That's going to leave the 5 and 44. That's a dangerous combo, Jeremy.
It really is. Two of the best pushers in OP. Trying to get it. Everett Lane going to go 3 wide. Trying to do it all by his lonesome. Into the wall. Wall glue wreck. 71, 5, 44. Do we get caution? Yes, we do. Right after the exit of turn number 4. We will not get to the start-finish line. And for the 7th caution tonight, we're going to see just the 71. I think he got a bad bump from Alex Green possibly that sent him to the inside.
Yeah, and commentators curse. You know what? I am going to apologize to the 5 of Rick Sanchez because he got collected in that, went from 3rd to way back on that one. So we're gonna try to break this down to see what happened as they go off into turn 3 right now. Looked like the 71 was looking high. Made a move high, then cut back down low, and I think that's what kind of set it off there. He was looking high, thinking the 14 may have, be moving from the mid lane to the low lane, and unfortunately, negative Ghost Rider, that pattern was full. The 5 of Sanchez was down there, contact made. Anthony English nowhere to go on that one. You see the 544 involved in that one as they go around. Looks like yep, Gabe Butler involved in that with contact from Zach Fritsch, and then he just reams the back end of Anthony English. Overstreet involved. Looks like Steve Rada's involved. Crosby Sr. involved. Eric Lowry looks like he was able to woe it down there, but a lot of beat-up cars right now, Jeremy.
Yeah, that was the 71. Sean McCarra definitely just driving it uptown, back to downtown. Across the 5 and set off this big wreck here tonight on lap number 70. There's actually a decent amount of cars, Dustin, coming down pit road. I know there's some wrecked ones, but I also see some clean ones coming down.
Fuel.
Not too sure what the call is.
Remember when we went to we restarted with about 15 laps to go? That was about the extent of the fuel tank that was there. That wasn't counting green-white checkers. We've already had 1. We are of 2. We are now going to be attempting 2 of 2. Fuel might have been pretty tight on some of these cars that you see coming down that maybe didn't have any damage.
That's true. They've had a lot of cautions, which saves, but then you add on, 6 laps at the end of it, so it kind of negates any savings you have under caution. So you are correct. People pushing it tight, and this is going to change the entire field. On this final restart, it is guaranteed the final restart. A 2 of 2 on the OT. And as they cross the line to settle in for their 1 to go signal, we'll go over the top 5 once more to give an image of that. But
I'm getting called out in the chats by Nespai so bad when I sat here and said that about Rick Sanchez being in the catbird seat, in the money seat. Nespai says that they were silent across the United States and Australia, and I personally got called out saying that I disappointed more than just Rick Sanchez, just saying. And for that, I apologize. I've raced with Rick a number of times. Love racing with the guy. And definitely would not want to bring any bad juju. But apparently I have. And you know what? Being the man that I am, I will take responsibility for the bad juju that I put on the 5 of Rick Sanchez.
Well, good job. You did it. Or some would say, yours did it. As he is now deep in the pack. 16th place, car number 5. It looks like he's got a brand new car on that thing. So maybe catch some chaos and find his way back to the front. It's not all over just yet. We do know cautions won't matter. That's for certain. But here we go. Top 5, running order. Vicente Guerrero, Scott Wise, Alex Green, Adam Kilday, and Alex Giffen. Top 5 starting this thing off as we're in turn 1, turn 2 now. It's a bunch of red, black, and white schemes and a bunch of Chevrolets. Where's my Ford gang out here? They're not even 12th place. Zach Fritsch is the first non-Chevrolet. What is this?
Yeah, and you are welcome, Nespie. You are welcome. That's one thing I've always tried to say. It's, you know what, we all make mistakes, and I made one. You man up to it. Alex Green on there saying now he is 0.2 short. So again, we talked about some of those drivers non-damage coming down. That was why fuel mileage might play a factor. And Alex Green is restarting outside lane, your lead car in that outside lane.
All right, strap in. 2 more laps. That's it. One in under green, one in under caution. Will there be chaos? That's most likely for certain. Who's going to take it 3 wider? We saw 2 attempts do it. Everett Lane, he tried doing it. He got wall glued. I think I saw one other car do it even before him. He got wall glued. So if you're going to make that move, you have to do it quick, but you also can't go too high up. It's a threading the needle moment for these drivers to make it happen in one full speed lap. Green flag, the 14 with a great launch. Has lane control. Let's see if he goes to the 5 and runs with the 3. He does. Now, does he counter? Does the 3 go low? No. Alex Green's going to stay to the 14.
Yeah, and remember, there's a fuel situation here. So, again, some of these drivers may be close as they work their way off of turn 2. Vicente Guerrero leads Alex Green on the top side. Scott Wise leads Giffen on the inside. Now Vicente Guerrero in the middle there. Where does he go? He has help. Oh, contact there. More contact between Guerrero and Kilday. Hold on to it, boys.
Yeah, bad bump from the 84. The 85 came down to the 14 at the same time. Oh, there they go. Wrecking in the back. Caution. Caution is out. Alex Green, coming to the checkered flag, is going to win the first playoff race for OP's ButtKicker Grand National Series on this fine Wednesday. The 3, the 31, taking it home with Alex Giffen rounding out your podium top 3.
Nespie says accepted. I hope we learn from our mistakes. Are they really mistakes if you learn from them? I see that as a learning opportunity, so therefore no longer a mistake. But also states, if not, may I suggest you keep a log of your victims. That would probably be a very long list, so I will just learn from my mistakes. How about that? So,
Keep a logston of your victims.
Yeah. So, as it sits right now, the 3 who was close on fuel still has to make it around to get that checkered flag. But as it happens, looks like the 3 of Alex Green, like you said, is going to get the W for tonight. But, Jeremy, man, what transpired on that last lap?
So, the 85, super slow from the contact. The 12 and everybody else, full head of steam. Literally no room to check up. And so the 12 and the whole pack just drives through the 85's back bumper, offsets the 85, gets them loose, and then chaos ensues behind them in the center of 3 and 4 here. As you see 5, 6, 7 cars involved. inside this wreck to close out the final lap of this race.
Yeah, unfortunate. You hate to see it, come down to that right there, but I mean, sometimes that's how it works. But the 0-3, or not 0-3, the 3 rather, of Alex Green will take the checkered flag officially now for the Zach Workman at Daytona, Jeremy. Gonna be, again, I believe that is the first time that we are going to be able to talk to the 3 of Alex Green as part of the Nerd TV post-race podium show.
Not only is it his first time talking to us, this is his first top 10 all season. First top 10 out of his 6 prior starts. So this man has had nothing but terrible luck. He clears it all tonight. And with that being said, probably already an assumption, he is not in your playoff picture. This is just a fun win for the 3 at this point to clear out all the wrongs, to have a checkered flag here tonight. He's going to do a not so good start of a burnout. Usually if you're going to slide through the grass, you want to cook them, but nope, we're gonna do this Dale Senior style in the car number 3. Are we gonna do it? Yeah, he wants to. Yep, here we go. Dale Senior style, car number 3, doing a burnout.
And there you go. Trying to get it going. Well, at least he still had enough gas to do the victory burnout.
Yeah, he's still cooking. Look at that. He said 0.2 to the bad right when they went green flag. Obviously, that was wrong. Is he finally cooked? I don't know. The car sounds like it's still on, but he's parked it. So here we go. Unofficial results here tonight for race number 14 and the first of the playoffs. Alex Green, Scott Wise, Alex Giffen is your top 3, with Vicente Guerrero and Dave Hunt in the top 5. 6 through 10, Jeff Crosby Jr., Len McNeese, Mark Mahan, Christopher Jordan, and Jimmy Reynolds. 11 through 15, Adam Kilday, Gabe Butler, Eric Lowry, David Overstreet, and Everett Lane. 16 through 20 is Sean McCara, Anthony English, Steve Rada, Jeff Crosby Sr., and Gary Bergeron. And then 21st on back, Zach Fritsch, Rick Sanchez, Derek Donna, Nathan Warren, Anthony Briganti, Douglas Johnson, Stephen Luttrell, Stephen Lane, Dwayne Corbett, and Dana Shepard. 30 laps down is the caboose for the 30 car lineup for this race. Dustin, give me a quick thought while I gather your top 3.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, playoffs, we still got 2 more races to go as it sits right now, but I mean, you look at some of your drivers, your highest running right now as far as playoff drivers was Vicente Guerrero in 4th. I mean, a lot of playoff drivers took a big hit tonight. Rick Sanchez was one of those that took a big hit. Anthony English in 17th took a hit. Sean McCara in 16th. I mean, there was a lot of playoff drivers. Dana Shepard in the 43 that did not have the night that they needed to have tonight. So the next 2 races are going to be vital for a number of these drivers.
And as you complete that sentence, it is time. Post-race show. Going to kick this off with, of course, our 3rd place finisher of this evening, the number 99 of Alex Giffen. Alex, welcome to the podium, man.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. You only 2 top 10s coming into this thing, and then tonight just having a great performance, man. Playoff season. I know you're not a part of it, but you're still here just to have some fun, to pick up some W's, and man, you were close tonight.
Yes, sir. I mean, it was a good one. I didn't think I was going to be any good there at the beginning, but kind of got a feel for the car and kind of picked some people to run with and just kind of picked my way through there.
You heavy crash toward the end of the race, or the middle of the race, rather. Were you able to get the thing fastied up, it looked like, and how did you able to get back to the front, knowing that this car had, there's still some kinks to work out as far as like that massive amount of draft input that you get when you're behind somebody. Like, how'd you able to get that figured out and put yourself back in the front?
Yeah, I seen that group running 3 wide, running top. They were slamming the wall and kept kind of backing up to me, and I just got up there with them and never touched the wall, kept it slow and steady, and the cautions just played my way and got me up to the front.
I mean, hell of a job tonight. P3 here to
Appreciate it.
open up the playoffs. Any shout outs you want to give out before we let you go?
Just to my guys at Checker Flag, man. They've been helping me out, coaching me up, and they doing good, and we're doing good.
Here you are, coaching them up. Number 99, Alex Giffen. Have a good rest of your night, sir. We'll catch you next
All right,
Wednesday.
buddy. Thank you. All right.
Yes, sir. That was Alex Giffen. Now we've got another, all three drivers, Dustin, not playoffs drivers, surprisingly, to open this thing up. Second place, number 31, Mr. Scott Wise. Congrats, man, on P2.
Thank you. Been a long time coming this season. It's been a rough one.
Yeah, you, just like the winner, no top 10s, no nothing on the board. Let's see, your start count, you're at 9, so it's your 10th start, and now you find yourself in P2. What do you think the difference was? Was it just the car track combo? Was it the mentality of playoff versus non-playoff? What do you think the vibe was tonight, and how you're able to get to P2?
Luck, realistically. Like I said, it's been a real rough season for me. I've been caught up in a lot of stuff, not of my fault. Caught up in a couple things that were my fault, and then tonight I was just able to avoid all that. Kind of work with my good wrench buddy up over here next to me, and just kind of made the charge. Felt good tonight.
Yeah, no, it felt great out there. We have 2 more cars left, or 2 more races with this car, rather. How do you feel like this car is going to perform next week?
Oh, I absolutely love how this car works. I know there are some people that are kind of iffy on it, but I like how it drafts. I like the fact that you can't really just get up on a guy and shove. You actually kind of have to use a little bit of drafting skill, and that kind of plays to my strengths a little bit, I think.
All right, man. Well, congrats on P2. Maybe we'll talk to you next week because you love this car so much. Who knows? Any final shout-outs?
I'd like to shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast, OP for being around forever. I know I'm only a part-time guy for the most part, but I have fun with it. I got a shout out to my wife for letting me run, and hope to have some stronger results to close the season out before we get going again.
All right, man. Well, have a good yourself. Good rest of your night, and we'll catch you next week.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, that was Scott Wise, driver of the 31, and now we're going to bring in our race winner, who also does not have a single top 10 up until tonight. Right now, Alex Giffen with Alex Green rather with the checkered flag. What's going on, man? Congratulations.
Hey, thank y'all so much. That was awesome.
Yeah, you and your partner there, Scott Wise, both no top 10s, and you come into tonight's race and you get 1 and 2. What was the difference?
It could be a lot of things. I don't think it's because I have a little bit more experience with this car than the others do, because we've only ran 1 super speedway on Thursdays. But the game plan anytime you're in one of these super speedway races, no matter the car, is be in that top 10, preferably top 5 with about 10 to go, and then just pray something happens and just pray you're not involved in it. And more often than not, you're going to be in the wreck, but every now and then they're going to wreck behind you, and you're going to pull out a Mickey win, as they call them.
Good old Mickey win. Mr. Dustin, do you have anything for a race winner to put you on the spot?
I tell you what, man, it's first time we've been able to interview you, Alex, up here in the Nerd TV post-race podium show. Going in, I know that you guys run this car quite a bit. How does it feel, this car debuting with the most amount of wins or most amount of races in the playoffs? And how do you feel that your chances are for the next couple races? I know you said it takes luck and everything else that goes into it, but how do you feel going in for the next 2 Wednesdays?
Oh man, am I that forgetful? Y'all talked to me when I wrecked Vince a couple weeks ago. But
that was more. Yeah, you're right. That was more than a couple weeks ago, though.
Yeah, I guess it has been.
That was
Time
that
to-
was IRSS. Yeah, I remember that.
was.
You're right. Yep, but that was more than a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's all subjective. So, to answer your question though, I like the car. I think it's a car that you love or you hate. It's definitely a lot different than the cars that we're used to. It's not full on next gen where there's a bubble pushing, but the big thing, and I said it in chat, the bottom line is just terrible. It gets stagnant really quick, and the runs you get in this car are some of the most insane things I've it's just the insane runs I've ever gotten. So I think going forward, it's going to be a lot of great racing. I don't know necessarily that it'll lead to bigger things within OP. If I'd love to have this car on Mondays, but a lot of the guys don't just because they like what we've been running for 6-7 years. It's definitely a change, definitely a good mix up though. So I don't know how many I'll be able to run next couple weeks when we're on it, but anytime I can get in and run like this and get these big runs and it definitely takes luck, but I feel pretty good. I feel like I've been running really well, and just every now and then it pays off.
Yeah, no, you talked about the monstrous runs that these cars do produce. Do you feel that it could be what is plaguing some of these cautions there? Is because this is still a newer car to a lot of these drivers. Like you said, I know that you guys run this on the Thursday Throwback series that you guys run as well. So you do have experience in this, but some of these drivers may not have that experience. Do you feel that those massive runs that this car does generate catches a lot of these drivers all helter-skelter a little bit, and that could be what what could be causing it?
Yeah, most definitely it is. I mean, I think you saw it pretty quick. I mean, typically most guys are going to restart on that bottom line, and they're gonna get at least 3 or 4 laps. Vince, before that caution, I mean, he came right up, and just me and Adam just going up to that top lane. We got up there so quick, just off slingshotting off of him, he couldn't block it. And I think a lot of guys see that. Definitely, you also have a big issue with these things that we've seen on Thursdays where restarts are really wonky, and they also don't slow down. They do not like to brake. Saw a lot of guys overshooting their pit box tonight and then just getting into wrecks. These things do not like to stop on a dime.
All right. Well, yeah, I tell you what, I'm glad to see you back in victory lane again now that you refresh my memory. Sometimes it's a little empty up there, but you know what? I appreciate that. Good to see the 3 back up there again. But this is your moment, your time, man. Is there any thanks, any shout outs that you want to give?
Yeah, absolutely. First off, want to thank you guys, Nerditudes. We love you guys on Wednesdays. Love having racing with you guys. You guys came in. How long have you been running with now? 2 years? It's been give or take along that, but
year and a
you
half
guys
ish.
came right
Yeah.
into the OP family. Yeah, you guys came in with the OP family, and we love having y'all. Gotta thank Jimmy and Zach for running the Wednesday series. I don't have as big a hand in this as I do in some of the other series, so obviously you want to thank shout out my daughter Eloise for watching me race tonight. I was laughing at her because I got a little excited as that caution came out, and she's like, "Dad, you scared me." I'm like, "I won." She's like, "Okay, you still scared me." I'm like, so. And then of course the next question was, well, what do you get? Pride. That's it.
Bragging rights.
That's worth a lot more.
Yeah, I was like, you don't understand. I've been running with 6 years. I started this league, and I this is my 3rd Wednesday win. These don't happen. But I have more. I've been running this league since before you've been alive, kid. And then lastly, I got to shout out my buddy Wood. He had a baby a couple months ago. And I told him next time I got on the broadcast, I'd shout him out. So I want to shout out Wood and Tegan. Glad they're doing well, and I'm sure he'll be excited to go back and watch this broadcast. When we're at work Friday.
All right, very good, man. Well, congratulations, dude. Awesome job to finally see you in the podium and getting that checkered flag. Been a long time coming, but maybe we'll see it maybe once more as this thing closes out.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, I love this one, but Monday's the win I'm after.
You and me both, brother. You and me both.
Take the positive energy, and you two run for it at the end this coming Monday. We'll
Sounds
get you out
good.
of here, dude. Yeah, congratulations once more, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you guys so much.
Yes, sir. There we go. So finally, I'm getting dragged out of the channel there. And that was the post-race show. I noticed my camera was off for the first two. I forgot to turn it back on since my kid interrupted
know.
halfway through.
I know.
So,
I was
like,
up here
"Oh,
by
man, what is
myself.
it
I was up
doing?"
here by myself, and I just kept going like this. Just kept poking.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey.
Well, I felt the virtual poke finally. Just, coming from halfway across the country, it took a minute to get to me, but we finally felt it.
Latency issues. Net code. We get it. We get it.
Only nerditudes have. When we can poke each other instead of a verbal one, it's a physical one. But yeah, fantastic race in the front half. The back half was a little more chaotic, but that was all to be expected to open up this first race of the playoffs, Dustin.
Yeah, and it was. We had talked about that, especially once we got to the start of stage 2. We figured that it was going to get crazy in there. I mean, it usually does around playoff time. Drivers trying to maximize points. And like I said, your highest finishing playoff driver was Vicente Guerrero in P4. I mean, this is going to jumble up the standings big time. So you guys thought that cool tower that we had that had everybody at zeros, names are going to be all over the place. It's gone. It's going to be all over the place. Some of the drivers that were below the line, they're going to be way above it now. This race definitely shook up the standings big time. So I feel that there's going to be a number of drivers that are going to be on damage control for the next 2 races to try to ensure that they lock themselves into that top 8.
Yeah, 100%. And we'll find out. In the next 2 weeks will be exciting to see who gets to the round of 8. But this is our time to close this thing down, Dustin. We're not live tomorrow, as I was nicely reminded of literally at the start of this broadcast. But we're gonna be back Sunday, 7 Eastern, 6 Central for the Global Racing League Truck Series as they continue their very long journey through the 2025 year. So you guys, until then, stay safe, get your nerd on. Dustin, what you got for him?
As always, it's not goodbye. It's just till next time. Stay nerdy.
Back when nothing truly mattered and we hadn't had a clue, we fell in to play the game. Nothing would ever be the same. There were times when there was laughter, there were times when there was joy, but they took it all away for the pleasure in our pain. Welcome to Back when nothing truly mattered.